Hi everyone, and welcome. My name is Ahrtimmer, and this is another Do You Remember? Yeah, we're doing it again. This is Battle Engine Aquilla, a Lost Toys game, coincidentally, which you don't see many of. I'm not sure what else they did. I've never been great with my facts. I think now I'm going to start by turning the sound down. I do like the music though, so I'll leave that up loud enough that you can hear it, hopefully. So yeah, this game, Battle Engine Aquilla, I like it. It's fun. I played it on PlayStation. Most people would play it on PlayStation. I can't understand why you'd get it on computer, but it is available on PC. Problem is you don't get to enjoy the multiplayer at all. What did I do? Continue game. I was trying to scroll across, but yes. There's not that many levels. There's enough that it's enjoyable and lasts forever, and the hard levels are really, really hard. We're starting at the start of Chapter 2 because tutorials are boring as hell. Without further ado, let's get into it. And in the loading screens and mission briefing and stuff, I can explain exactly what's going on. Battle Engine, I don't fully understand the setting, but I'm pretty sure it's a futuristic world where global warming happened, so now the whole world is just, island archipelagos. And in this particular archipelago, you have the Muspel, who have very blocky, angular, red things, and the Forseti, who are all very curvy and borderline alien designs, and very blue. So, it's very hard to friendly fire deliberately. And then you have the battle engine itself, which is the thing you can see in the left-hand side of the screen there. It has two modes, as you've just seen it transform. It's a walker/aircraft. It's basically a one-man machine that can do anything. That's the concept. At this point it's just a prototype, but if you ever see what they're up against and they use this battle engine to fight, this one-man thing takes on flying fortresses alone, with super weapons that can pretty much wipe out islands, and it wins, if you're good enough. And so we're going to an island and we're about to be attacked. You will notice that everyone's face looks a little bit weird. The animation quality of people is... Well, I think it's a challenge to make a person look good. And it's, challenge for them, guys.
Hey, Hawk, I'm in the last transport with the rest
Yes,
of the
you are.
support equipment. Keep them off us, will you? Enemy fighters are going after the transport.
So I'm not sure where I first encountered this game. I'm pretty sure it was my brother who was responsible. And that's not what I wanted to do. Ship take off. It's actually very hard to lose. Tatiana is her name, lady in the last transport, which you may have been able to hear and may not. Regardless, she doesn't die. It's very hard to let her get killed. But saving all the transports, which is the side mission for this particular level, is very, very hard. I can do it, it requires repeated retries, and you need to know your exact flight path. And it's been a while since I played this, so I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. So it's a lot of mech-based combat. The cool thing is it's very much land and air. You can be where you're needed in the fight very, very quickly. Warheads. Why must my team be so friendly? Wide variety of weapons. if I can remember how to change them on the computer mode. I'm always used to the PlayStation mode. I can pick this up on PlayStation 2 at any time, and just, these are the controls. Yes, there's a landing rocket, which I'm using now. It's that little energy field you're seeing. And that basically, it stops you dying from fall damage. Because, you know, it's a rocket. It reduces the falling that you do. But, you can also use it if you're anything like me and being a psychotic prick. You can use it to obliterate enemy ground forces, like infantry, which really aren't a problem because they have no bearing on any mission and do so little damage that you might as well not have them. This is a nice quick mission, so I'll probably get another one, maybe another two out. I will still try to keep Do You Remember videos to the 15 minutes that they are, because that just seems to work. We've wiped them all out. Congratulations to me. So, that's the gist of it. You fly around, you do your missions. You're the guy with the red hair, who's total git and is not military at all. He's actually effectively kidnapped to pilot this thing because apparently only he can do it. And there's, you know, long detailed backstory including this guy who killed everyone else who could fly the machine but himself and was going to steal it, but the doors closed. And he was sad. But he's a, you know, defector type, and in general, the Muspel forces are kicking the Falsetti's ass. And you, almost single-handedly using your one little flying machine, destroy them. Which, you know, when you get right down to it, is much better than all of the super weapons the Muspel have, because none of them are particularly mobile. Their only really, really good super weapon is a orbital frickin' laser cannon. But let's not go too far into the story, because if you ever play this game, which I hope you do, because it's a good fun game. I've spent ages just, like, you'll notice there's two paths here. I can either go up or down, and up is blocked out. Up is the Evo mode of the same level that's below, which basically means it's about 4 times as hard. I went to the effort to complete, I'm not sure if I've completed every mission in Evo, but the important one is that you complete the second last mission on Evo, because without doing that you can't access the very last mission. You probably see the lines and dots there, but if you can't, well, bear with me, it makes sense. Let's go. And now we have Pulsar, which is so much cooler because it's the prototype mode, but with grenades. And bigger Vulcan cannons. Where was I? Don't know.
We're under attack. Enemy airstrike to the south. Enemy ground forces have been spotted to the southeast. Looks like they mean business.
Enemy airstrike to the south. Where's the south? That looks like an airstrike. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Where's the airstrike? There it is.
Targets to the east. Looks like landers.
The sounds of the machine gun do get repetitive. Don't get me wrong. My favorite trick. Didn't work today. That's bad. I've now lost half my health. And repairing is a bitch. Like, the majority of the difficult missions don't have repair pads. You do have force fields, which is the blue bar, but force field is also your flight energy. I think you can just understand from that statement that, you know, staying alive can be tricky. Now, I'm really bad at it today. My trick is to land on the carrier aircrafts, destroy them from on top while at the same time regaining precious energy. Let's try out these grenades. It's a great grenade system. It does all the altituding for you. Either way, I don't even know what my actual secondary objective of this mission is. Oh well. Enemy fighters, yay. Where was I? I am so lost while playing this game. It requires a great deal of concentration. Repair pad down here. But despite that concentration requirement, I actually, I love this. I wouldn't put it on par with, say, a Mech Warrior game, but at the same time, it's more enjoyable because it's simpler. I like Mech Warriors, don't get me wrong. They're some of my favorite mech-type games, but they're really, I don't know all the controls, and it's difficult to learn because you find the controls that you need and you just tend to stick with those, I find. But, oops, I just walked into some, very nasty explosives. But, with this, because it's essentially a PlayStation 2 game, and this is just a port of, the controls are incredibly simplistic. You don't have to deal with, accelerating when pushing the plus key and shit like that. You just get in and go. I think we got time for one more. Escort duty, which is show you a water map. Unfortunately, I can't show you alternate Battle Engine Aquilla modes, weapon configurations. There's 4 of them. You don't get the last one till right at the end of the story because you don't have the cloaking device that it has until then. Skip that.
An enemy battleship has been sighted on an intercept course. Air support is on the way. Keep that battleship away from the transports. Enemy fighters! Enemy fighters approaching!
Enemy fighters. Ow, that's always unpleasant. I still know what I'm doing. That's possibly a problem for this video because I can't show you me failing epically, like I usually do. But, I have never forgotten how to play the game, which is possibly not the best thing for replayability. At the same time, there are some missions which are still hard now, even though I know how to accomplish them. Doing that is really hard. Another battleship in this level, I can't remember. There's other fighters, so let's take care of them. I don't want missiles. I keep pushing shift to change weapon. I should adjust my configuration. But I can't be bothered. Yes, burn each and every one of you. And crash into me, which is probably not the best for my, health, but gets rid of enemy fighters. So yes, the early missions are very short. It is still difficult, accomplishing the bonus objectives is hard, always.
The air support's arrived. 2 groups of fighters to the north.
Yay. Oh. zoom in. What is that again? It's mouse wheel out, which is... Ah, lag spike. Where are those bombers that I need to kill in ridiculously short periods of time? It should, with any luck, only take one bout of micro missiles to kill each bomber. Yes, I succeeded. We lost one transport. That's not great, but I've had worse things happen. Usually they give you more time to react. This is actually one of the harder missions in terms of that. I really don't know what to say. I really enjoy this game. It's a good find if you can get your hands on it. It should be dirt cheap because it's a PlayStation 2 game. And I've never owned a PlayStation 3, so I don't know if you can play PlayStation 2 games on them, but I assume that you can. If you can't, well then someone is designing their platforms wrong. But, the multiplayer, I should mention the multiplayer, is really good fun. You've got a number of different modes, you know, basic co-op, which gives you a number of missions that you can try. But the cooler thing is that you've got two other modes, which I think I'll be able to show you, despite the fact that this is what frustrates me. It's split screen co-op. So I can't actually show you it because it keeps taking me to the control options to set controls. I don't really want to. I think I can. Up, down, left, right. Transform, that button. Special function, that button there. Back, back. Not that. Now I can show you. I won't actually be able to do it, but there's skirmish mode, which actually has you versus your opponent, but at the same time you've both got armies, so it is like one of the missions. And they are really, really fun. Some of them are slightly one-sided. Some of them are actually really bizarre, like, one of them. You both start on the same island. It's the middle one, I think, because I think one is Muspel landing on Forsetti Island. The other one's Forsetti landing on Muspel Island. One is you both already on the island. The person who wins is usually the person who destroys the opponent's base last. Because when you destroy the opponent's base, they bring in reinforcements by the dozen and all of a sudden take control of the entire island. Really annoying, kind of bizarre, but you can actually fight them off. I have succeeded by destroying the opponent's base first. It's just hard. Particularly when your opponent is trying to kill you. But, all things being equal, it is good fun, and your opponent does have the same downside, so it's actually one of the more interesting of the, multiplayers, because you often have people trying to take control of the entire island before they destroy the opponent's base, and thus have an advantage when the massive quantities of reinforcements come. So Battle Engine Aquilla, no idea where you can get it. Really not a clue. eBay, that's a good bet. Try there. Good fun. There's, you know, whole boatload of goodies. Trooper tells you about them. Fan art, as well as their description. Battle Engine Aquilla prototype. Gives you 3D models that you can look at. I like it. This game is just in general good, and yeah, there it is. It is really, really fun for a mech game, a particularly simplistic mech game. It does everything right. The battles are complicated, and if I had any way of giving you a prize, if someone could prove to me that they'd beaten and gotten S ranking on the very final boss, not the Fenrir, the giant tentacle Gatling laser of doom. Don't ask, look it up on YouTube. Not tentacle Gatling laser of doom. Battle Engine Aquilla final boss, or chapter 3 or whatever. It's hard! If you can get an S rank on that, because I got an E, if you can get an S, I would give you a prize. This game is fun. I hope you've been able to take in a bit of it. I've gone way over time to my schedule that I just told you before, so I'm speaking very quickly, which I don't normally do. I think that's enough from me. Battle Engine Aquilla, this is Do You Remember? I am Ahrtimmer. I've done all of that in like opposite order to what I should. Good night.